No, mozzarella nha. Có. Mozzarella.
Thank you very much. Give me a soda.
Ủa dân chi tuốt hả? Bọt chi tuốt mới mình ăn mấy buôn nào vậy?
Dạ buôn nào vậy cả ôi chắc phải đào ơi chi tuốt trong ôi
Nhóm đẹp thích sách, nhóm ở cái pin đào thì
Chẳng thì
cái miếng local cái miếng đẹp thích sách là lắm đi
hay nhưng tớ hở chiếc cho môn chứ hở mang cái ban môn như này.
cái đằng cùi múc á.
Nhà chấm cho à thay á bà. Cho từng cùi ban môn món này. Cái này chấm ăn thêm mà.
Chị sẽ đúng đó.
Cái máy tính rút thịt ra mỗi giờ tới collection. Đó.
Okay, thank you. All the way up towards the front. Okay.
So, this building is known as the Aztec Theater. Back in 1946,
Nè, cùi nè, cùi bị chết nè, cùi nè. Nè, giờ cùi nắng này, cùi nắng này.
Cho này.
Tức cái kia tới cùi.
Chỗ có bơ một cua đã.
Trời cắn tính, ở cắn cái đá mồi chở nữa. Đẹp với cắn cái đá uống xuống luôn. Thế ba còn khó vậy.
ba phải thời gian vậy thôi trong đời
Đạo này sân. Wait.
She's not.
Chua ba,
So, there's everything is cool, even if we are bump into something, as long as you're on the inside of these wooden rails. Don't get caught with anything you like hands, elbows, cell phones, children. Straight ahead of us, see that bridge? It's named for Selena Pettis, who's the Tejano music mega superstar who died tragically young. I think Selena was only 23 when she was murdered in Corpus Christi. Her husband proposed to her on this very bridge. Then in 1997, Jennifer Lopez played Selena in the movie that actually launched her movie career, and this bridge is in the movie. On the left-hand side, this building is now an Omni Hotel. But in 1853, that building was a Catholic all-boys school.
which one
Later on became Central Catholic High School. After that, St. Mary's School of Law, before finally becoming a luxury hotel. Right before the 1968 World's Fair, and we'll talk some about braving the elements. You know, it may be a little hotter than most people want to be out here, but we're glad you did. Look on the left-hand front corner up very high, almost straight up, you'll see the Nix Hospital building.
Wow.
Built in 1930, it was the only hospital in the United States at that time that had air conditioning. We do like our AC here in San Antonio a lot. Now I'm going to show you an optical illusion about the Nix Hospital building. As soon as we clear this bridge, look up high to the left, but get ready to look up all the way to the top. That hospital is the birthplace of comedian Carol Burnett, as well as Marine Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North. And speaking of him, we love our military here in San Antonio. Anybody on board this current military, previous military, or families of military? Hold up your hand. There's a lot of us. Military. Give yourselves a hand, folks. All the boats. Woo! Military. San Antonio is known as Military City, USA. We love you guys here. Are y'all aware the Alamo's not even its real name? It's Mission Valero. And why do they call it the Alamo? Because in the early 1700s, missionaries from Spain were here, and they built it in the shade of the only big cottonwood trees on the river. So the locals started referring to it as El Alamo, because Alamo in Spanish means cottonwood tree. And now you know the rest of the story. On the right-hand side is the Casino Club building. Built in 1927 by German immigrants. And they built it so they would have a casino with its own private social club. Now folks, a social club back then means something a whole lot different than it means now, if you know what I mean. There's a whole lot of socializing went on in that club. But guess who moved here years later after it became apartments? Alex Haley. Alex Haley lived on the second floor of this very building when he wrote the final chapter of his best-selling book, Roots. This section of the river is known as Restaurant Row. You can get some good food through here, especially if you like good Mexican food, or good Mexican food, or good Mexican food, or good, well, you get the idea. We got a whole bunch of it here, but we got other stuff too, of course. In fact, right here on the right is Boudreaux's Steakhouse. Folks, Boudreaux's is rated in the top 50 best restaurants in the entire United States. Do you know that? Yep, they owe you a drink. Water's not very clean, Missy. Wannabe boat captain. And we have 5 real boat captains. And yes, the answer is yes, right when he brought it up. Maybe a little loud in here, hear anything. So let's enjoy the music. Including, over here on the right front corner, is Hooters. And of course, they're super well known for their spicy chicken wings. Before the 1968 World's Fair, San Antonio was just another sleepy Texas city. Look at us now. Folks, San Antonio is now the 7th largest city in the United States. Got one in front of it there, Captain. In fact, a lot of people don't realize this, but we're bigger than Dallas. Dallas is number 9. San Diego is bigger than Dallas. We're bigger than them too, and we're talking population. Now, San Antonio is named for a patron saint, St. Anthony. And you can see a statue of our namesake right here on the right. Not that guy in that purple t-shirt. He's not a saint. I know these things. Look on the right front corner up high through the trees. See a church steeple. St. Joseph's Catholic Church. Built in 1868 by German immigrants. And they built it so they would have a place they could worship in their native language, German. And to this day, once a month, they still have special services, all in German. Huge German influence in this part of Texas. We got a lot of towns named for them. Fredericksburg, Schaumburg, Schulenburg, New Braunfels, New Berlin, and probably 100 more within a 2-hour drive of San Antonio.
Giấy lo ngày.
Một để chiếc giấy chân cho nó.
Nó sao lại
Lộn màu à.
Here's market vendors that are all set up the whole weekend. You can definitely find something you can spend money on. Okay, look on the right front corner, up high, just the other side of this building. See a reddish-orange sculpture. That was a gift from Mexico. It's called the Torch of Friendship. 65 feet tall and weighs 45 tons. Built by a very famous Mexican sculptor named Sebastian. Okay, let's talk about the river. It is called the San Antonio. It's been here. It's a real river. It's been here for thousands of years. There's all kinds of documentation showing that people lived here on the river in the early 1500s. This river is also all natural spring water. It comes bubbling out of the ground like a geyser, millions of gallons. Only 4 miles upstream from here is where this river starts. Now, should you find yourself in the river falling out of my boat, no fault of mine, of course, but if you did, stop screaming. Just stand up and walk out, because it's only 3 feet deep. See all these people walking along here? They're walking along, having a good time. Some of them are in the Irish pub here, have a drink. They're getting ready for an early dinner. They're also over on the right-hand side, getting on boats. These people are called tourists. Now, folks, tourists, the reason I point out that very important fact, tourists wave like this. There are no tourists on our boat, folks. We are celebrities. Y'all know how they wave. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The ladies always know this. Yep. And they know we're celebrities, by the way. Okay, straight ahead of us, this area has a lot of history coming up. This area is called La Villita. Means little village in Spanish. A lot of shops and restaurants in here now. Spain, because Spain owned Texas. Then in the 1800s, the Mexican armies moved in, including one famous General Santa Anna, who of course is the guy that did in the Alamo. Right here ahead of us is the location that Santa Anna had his 2,000 plus men and all of his cannons and artillery. And for 13 days and nights, he shot at the Alamo with cannon fire until it did fall. Up next is the Arneson River Theater. Outdoor seating for 800 people on grass. But check out this stage on the right-hand side. You may have seen it before. If you remember the movie, Miss Congeniality with Sandra Bullock. Right here on the right is where they filmed all the swimsuit contests. Really good movie. Definitely a chick flick. But I liked it too. Alright, I liked it a lot. As I recall, my wife had me watch it at least 3 times. That's before I even knew I was going to be talking about it. You know, you might not think there's a lot of humidity in the air. But see this waterfall right here? That is nothing but air conditioner reclaim water. And when it's dry humidity, that has nothing in it. On the right-hand side, check out this cattle sculpture. It shows just how hard it was to herd longhorn cattle. They were mean, they were wild, they had huge horns. And in the 1800s, there were an estimated 10 million longhorns running wild in Texas alone. Free for the taking. Nobody owned them. They were called Mavericks. You put your brand on them, they were yours. Sounds easy. Probably wasn't. But in the early years, that's how these ranches got started. Free cattle. Here's the lowest hanging bridge on the river. Nobody choose this iron bridge to stand up, please. It would cause me a lot of paperwork. Only time I ever had anybody had a problem, though. Y'all may remember this guy. He was an NBA Spurs superstar, David Robinson. He was on this boat sitting down. He had to duck. On the right-hand side, by this big tree, is called Marriage Island. Over 300 wedding ceremonies performed right here every year. Oh, look, here's some couples. Maybe they want to get married. You know, I am a certified boat captain. All you got to do is say I do, and you're done. I think it's her boy toy, actually. Why is that such a special place, though, for, bear with me a second until we get out of this bridge. Special place for weddings. That was the site of the very first Catholic Mass in South Texas, and that was June 13, 1691. So you can tell this river has been here a long, long time. Now, my favorite building on all these tours, kids, you'll like this too, but you got to look all the way to the very top, see what I want to show you. This was built by 2 superstitious brothers who put gargoyle monsters on the very top. See them hanging off the sides, kids, the monsters? Then they also put scary faces on the side of the building. Look here on the left, not very high, about 20 feet up, just the other side, top of these trees. All of this was supposed to scare away evil spirits and bad business. Well, it didn't work. This was 1929. The Great Depression worldwide was on. The 2 brothers lost everything. Today it's called the Tower Life Insurance Building. And it's also known for something else. Who are you going to call? Wow, that's pretty weak, but I get it. Okay. Ghostbusters. Guess what? Some of the scenes of the original Ghostbusters was filmed right there. And if you remember the movie, they couldn't use the elevators. They were broken, so they had to drag their equipment all these big stairs. Well, these stairs is what is in the movie here. Most of it is filmed in New York City, though. Straight ahead of us. See, this bridge shows we're getting ready to leave the Riverwalk. This is the main river channel coming up ahead. And it does go all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. And folks, remember I said it's 3 feet deep in here? As soon as we pass that bridge, it is 22 feet deep. But we're only going to be on it 200 yards and then we're coming back. different direction. I'm supposed to turn right up here. I'm thinking about doing something different. Making a left-hand turn, go 168 miles. Tonight, just past Corpus Christi, enter the Gulf of Mexico, make a right-hand turn, next stop, Cancun. But we're gonna need more alcohol, sunscreen, you know, all that kind of stuff, and I got a honk horn right here. Actually, y'all wouldn't have liked me at all. Y'all wouldn't have liked me at all if I had turned left. Look down that way, you'll see a warning light. Right where that warning light is a 25-foot drop-off waterfall. So probably not a good idea.
Good idea. Bơi trên mà đâu.
Check out these locks. See all those padlocks on the top of this bridge? Folks, there's thousands of them. This is called love locks. This is where lovers will get a padlock, put their names on it, fasten the lock to the fence, then throw the key in the river. That way no one could ever find their key and unlock their love. I don't know what they were thinking though, the guys or whoever it is that puts the lock up there as a combination lock. How does that work? Is that in case you change your mind or what? Definitely don't need a key for that one. Coming up on our left-hand side is the most solemn part of the river. You're going to see stair steps going up to the left here, and they lead up to the oldest church in Texas, the San Fernando Cathedral. It's also the burial site for all of the defenders of the Alamo, including Davy Crockett, Jim Bowie, and 187 others are buried up these stairs and then back to the left in a church with twin towers. Are y'all aware they're all buried in one casket? Seriously, true story. How that happened, sent 13 days to take the Alamo because he had promised his superiors in Mexico City if they would give him 2,000 men to go against the 200 men in the Alamo, he promised he would take the Alamo in one day. 13 days later, he was the laughingstock of all the armies in Mexico, and he was angry. He ordered all the bodies burned. So what's in the casket are bone fragments and ashes. But through DNA testing, they've identified everybody except for 17 people. And keep in mind, there were a lot of Europeans and other foreigners in there. It's probably hard to get everybody's DNA. Straight ahead, oldest tree on the river. It's a ball cypress. It's almost 600 years old. It's also known as the sniper tree because Mexican snipers would go all the way to the top of it to get better shots at the Texans. Okay, if there's anybody on board that likes rum, pay attention here. On the right-hand side, just past this bridge, is a tiki bar. They have over 200 different kinds of rum. I didn't even know they made that many kinds. What do you think? Good place? At the end of these construction gates on the right, up you'll see the Esquire Tavern. Oldest bar on the river. And it boasts the longest wooden bar in the state of Texas. It's 108 feet long of beer-soaked oak. Well, folks, I tell you what, we're winding up right back where we started. I'm going to put my tip jar out, in case you didn't hear it. And I might add, I take cash, of course, but if you're into Venmo, there's a QR code, or Cash App, there's a QR code. Whatever floats your boat, so to speak. Now, the only way I know to say goodbye to y'all is to sing you the goodbye song. But you have to sing the goodbye song with me. And I know what you're thinking. I never heard of your stupid song. Yes, you have. It's famous, I promise you. It was even a Chevrolet truck commercial. Here we go, gang. Let's belt it out. Very, very loud. Let them know we're here. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. One more time. This is Casa Rio Restaurant. Oldest restaurant on the river. Built in 1946, and back then they even had dining on gondola boats, just like Venice, Italy. And they had gondoliers on board, pulling them around. And while they would eat, he would sing to them, maybe like, "Oh, mi solo Maria, Maria."
Where Maria?
No Maria.
No Maria.
At least nobody threw anything at me this trip. I kid you not, a couple nights ago somebody threw a rolled up flour tortilla at me. I thought that was pretty rude. But you know what? I was hungry. I caught it, I ate it, and I thanked them. True story. Alrighty. Whoa. That was the lady that was here the other night. I remember her. She's reloaded on tortillas. Okay, we're coming back, but we just entered the only man-made section on the river. They built this in 1968 for the World's Fair. So they wanted a way they could get people from all the river hotels out here to the fairgrounds by Venice. 1968. Check out this building on the left-hand side. It's the Chamber of Commerce building. It's the most boring building on the river. Nobody gives two hoots about that building, but I'm still required to mention it. Now, any ladies or girls that like to have their photos taken with like butterfly wings that looks like they're coming out of you, right here on the left is probably the busiest self-photo place on the river. You stand up there, it looks like the wings are growing out of you. Really cool pictures too. I've seen quite a few of them. You may see a lot of look like Christmas lights hanging. They still haven't got them taken down. It takes months to put because there's 3 million of them. And they used to leave them up there. They tried that one year and the squirrels ate them all. Look on the right-hand side, up high above that rock wall. You'll see the Tower of the Americas. Also built for the World's Fair, 750 feet tall, has a revolving restaurant at the top, the Chart House. And for 30 years, this was the tallest building in the United States that was classified as an observatory tower. Now it's number 2. Anybody got a guess who number 1 is now? It's actually the Las Vegas Stratosphere. And you know what? It's almost twice as tall. It even has a place for crazies on it. You know, bungee jumpers? Don't you have to be a little bit crazy to jump off something that high with a rubber band around your leg? Sure seems that way to me. Straight ahead, brand new sculpture. It's called Stargazer. Built by Pedro Rejas of Mexico City. And his message that he wanted to convey with this is that for thousands of years, people from all over the world would look up at the stars at night for comfort and guidance. And you know, I guess that's pretty true. You think of the Vikings, the Norsemen, you know, they didn't even have compasses back then. They used the stars. This section, well, this part right here, you see another Go Rio ticketing location. Some people say, wow, this is a lot nicer than the one we got on. But you know what? They got a different kind of problem here. They're called pigeons. So if you look up, make sure your mouth isn't open. This boat we're in is all electric. It weighs 3 tons with no people in it. It's got 4 big batteries that last about 10 hours. We have 43 of these boats. Hey, 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 goodbye. Folks, thanks so much for riding with me. I hope y'all did have a good time. Y'all have a great rest of your trip.
Ôi, ôm một cái ôm không. Ôi ơi.
Đây anh cho đây anh thuê nha.
Cái cho lại nè cho nó lại.
Là dừng cho ơi.
Con tránh thật luôn nè. Con tránh thật.
Thuê phi đó.
Ở đây nội
Bên này ai phí. Cái tờ ai vậy?
cho thằng nào nào vậy?
Ở đây mà trông tiến hỏi chi chứ ta khăn lâu bánh bánh này nè. Con bay.
Nếu mà về tình trạng tới đôi nơi Chicago á, bạn màu bò.
Cái đây với cái toàn qua. Mau qua lên cái đây.
Tao lại video bắn.
Okay, everybody stay seated just another minute, please, while I get us tied up. Excuse me, ma'am.
Dừng cho hoài. Chi 35 นาที Thank you sir.
That's the hit though.
Cái này bóng thêm mấy con đã nổi cái đã thêm.
We're going to come underneath. Right now.
today. A hot day in San Antonio. So our right-hand side of Better Field at Pocket Dock is Justin's Ice Creamery. They've got some good prices on ice cream, and they have also hot churros. Hot churros.
Sẽ kho thi cái này nữa. ឈើធំហ៎
mà đã chơi ôi dùng tóc phải
Đặt bộ bà.
Hay là nhân nhắm là buffet đi.
Ủa, phạt thì những phải biết nghĩ đấy. Ta-ra-ra.
Ở đây là cái đông hơn bạn trò.
Ngồi cho mấy ai? Là tí tới canh cho mày.
Hai cái đẹp một cái đông.
Đau mình tí chứ, đau đấy. Bánh.
đeo vai
Đấy cứ hai cây xa lắm.
cứ hai tay cha
Đạm sữa không á nè. Đây là chụp lại cái đạp lưới á, xa đó nó à.
They did help bring us the world famous comedian
Hello.
Dennis Colonel Oliver North and the Fast and Furious is Michelle Rodriguez, first mentioned thousands and thousands of other people.
đứa này nè rộng đi cái hai thá đi
Riverside,
xài đi mát đấy đi vào có đấy
Riverwalk, Riverwalk này mà ta plei tích ra trong tích.
là đây là món tắc á